guys, welcome to Scraplift Saturday. This is the inspiration piece that we're using for the day or for the week, and it has this really pretty purple. And then this is the Scraplift that we're doing from Rachel Millington. It was on the Hey Little Magpie blog, and I'm doing this Scraplift today with Sarah Swan, so make sure you check out her video as well. We're going to have them both posted today, so you'll be able to look at both of them, which is awesome. It's always nice to have a bonus 2 videos. And here I'm just showing you some of the items that I'm going to think about using. I end up using part of these things, but I don't use them all. But I did want to just have you see kind of what I was thinking and what some of the cards were that I was thinking about using. I'm mostly going to use the paper from that 6x6 My Mind's Eye paper pad, and I basically used that pad because it had some of those purple-ish colors. I don't have a lot of scrapbooking paper and things like that with purple in the colors, so I thought this little 6x6 paper pad was perfect. It's not quite the same color as the inspiration piece, but I think it was it worked really well. And I was thinking about doing something with like that long flowy look or that ombre look of the inspiration piece, but I absolutely loved this scrapbook page that I found on Pinterest, so that's why we kind of went this direction instead. So now I'm just layering up my layers, or my paper I should say, and I really, when I do these scrap lifts, I tend to really do almost exactly the same as what the person I'm scrap lifting, probably because I really just like it, and it's hard for me when I'm looking at something like a sketch or someone else's layout to do it much differently. If I'm going to use someone's layout as inspiration, I just want to use a technique or something, that's when I might not make it quite the same. But a lot of times when I do these scrap lift type of things, I really kind of go with this same theme and the same layering and things like that as the person I'm scrap lifting. And so I'm going to use, you'll see in a little bit, some hearts and some other things that are very similar to the inspiration piece, as well as some of the gold colors that I have here. So I also use the My Mind's Eye paper pad, like I said, the 6x6 paper pad, and the cards that have a lot of the gold foiling and things on them were from a Heidi Swap Project Life set that I have. And I use them, the cards, mostly for my Project Life that I do, but sometimes I do like to pull some of them to use on my scrapbook pages, and I thought this was the perfect opportunity to get some of that gold. I don't really have the gold foiling in anything but my Project Life cards, so I thought this was a perfect opportunity to do that. And you can see that I cut down that little piece of aqua and white chevron paper. It was being used as my entire background before, but I thought it was a little bit overwhelming, and I wanted the purple to show a little bit more in the little polka dot paper, so that's why I trimmed just a strip of that chevron paper. And I wanted to keep some of the blue in it to bring that out of the paper as well, but I wanted to keep my layout to the 2 basic colors, which are the aqua and the pink color. And then there's obviously accents of gold and a little bit of gray in that camera paper that is really, really cool. So now I'm just deciding where I want everything, and I'm going to glue everything down. In a minute you're going to see that I started gluing everything down, and then I'm going to kind of pull everything in a little bit more. I thought my layers were getting a little bit too wide, and I wanted them to be a little more condensed. So you're going to see in a second here that I'm going to kind of change my mind up and pull the layers in just a bit. I thought it was going a little bit too far across the right hand side of my page, and I wanted to keep it over to the left more. So here you're going to see that's where I'm going to start squishing things in just a little bit, not a ton, but just a little bit. And the reason I also we're using some of these Project Life cards, especially the 4x6 ones, is my Project Life that I have is the 6x4, so 6 inches wide by 4. I don't use a lot of the 4x6 cards where they're, you know, the vertical layout. So that's why I initially picked out some of the cards that I did. I ended up not really using any of those. I used that hello, which can really go both vertical or horizontal, but that is why I initially pulled some of those 4x6 cards out that I did, because I don't use it in the vertical shape with my Project Life because of how my page protectors are and the cards I use. So now I'm going to try to tuck this little heart in paper in somewhere. It's just not going to work, so I end up just leaving it, and I'll probably punch something out or use it as a scrap sometimes later in another layout or another Project Life layout. And this love is from Freckled Fawn. It's just a wood veneer, and I didn't like how all the different colors were showing behind it, so I'm just going to back it with this yellow polka dot paper that came in that My Mind's Eye 6x6 paper pad. And I'm using my fine liner bottle with my Scotch Quick Dry, and I'm just going to set that to the side for right now to let it dry a little bit before I try to trim that out. And then I'm going to do my journaling. Sorry, you can see my nose in the video. And that's pretty much the journaling there, and I'm pretty much happy with what it looks like now, and I'm going to start sticking it down once I get the title complete. I'm not going to really mess with the layers too much more. So my title is going to be using these Heidi Swap, I guess kind of foam thicker type things that you can gold foil, and I think it was so much fun. I really like doing this. This is the first one I've done like that, and I think I really want to do some more. I could have probably done another one of the hearts or the dots or something like that with the gold foil too. But when I like something, it's hard, and I like to hoard it, unfortunately. But I did use this My Heart title, so you're going to see me here messing with it a little bit and pulling off the top layer, and that's going to leave this sticky, and then I'm going to put that gold foil on top. And I recommend doing it the way I'm showing here, where I have the gold foil sitting on that kind of cardboard backer piece, and this will allow you to lay it down and get it placed perfectly without it sticking to the words where you don't really want it to stick. So I wanted to line up really nicely so this sheet can be used for the whole background here. But since I had a lot of fun, I didn't want to do foiling on everything right away. I wanted to leave it and do it as I needed them. And this is really cool. You just rub it down and then you peel it up and it comes up and it's beautiful. I love what this looks like. It was so much fun. Like I said, I need to get more of this. I don't know. I might have to get that Heidi Swap mink because that is just kind of cool. It's like magic. It's like watching embossing powder. I love watching embossing powder heat up and it just turned that shiny color. I don't know. I think a lot of people are like that, but maybe I'm weird. I'm not sure. So here's where I'm going to stick it down using my ATG gun. And usually my ATG gun is my adhesive of choice when I'm doing my scrapbook pages. And I do the smaller embellishments with the 3M Scotch Quick Dry 3M. And now that I'm happy with the placement, I'm going to take this My Heart title off here, and it is kind of tricky because the foam is stretchy and it's pretty thin, so you have to kind of be careful with it when you pull it off, otherwise it will really distort pretty badly. And it does crinkle up the gold, what is it called, the gold foiling on top, but I think I like the look, so it's okay. It's not perfectly smooth now that I had to pick it up off that sheet, but I really like how it looks. I think another way you could do that too is, instead of doing it directly on the carrier sheet that it came on, you can place the title down on your layout, then put the gold, or then take the top layer off and then put the gold foil down, and then that way you can get probably a little cleaner, shinier look where the foil doesn't wrinkle as much when you pull it off the carrier sheet. That might be another option. So here I'm just taking the other little embellishments that I had. The foiled hearts are from that Heidi Swap Project Life kit. That arrow is also from the Project Life kit. Those little dots are as well. And then the wood veneer are Studio Calico wood veneer. They are the ones that come with the hearts and the arrows in the package. And I love those. I just got another package of those the other day. They're on, where did I get them from? I got them on sale somewhere. I can't remember where I was when I got them, but they were really, really good price. I think maybe Tuesday morning? I'm not quite sure. So now I'm just gluing everything down using my fine liner bottle and my Scotch Quick Dry. And hopefully you guys are really enjoying the Crafty Maven Getaway. I had a video up earlier this week on Tuesday, which was In Your Pocket Tuesday, where I also used as much purples as I could find in my stash, which was again difficult. I think there's not enough purple out there in the scrapbooking industry. I do like it, but I just don't get a lot of embellishments and things that are in that color. So hopefully you got a chance to take a look at that video and you are playing along. If you have any questions about where to get to our Facebook page or to the blog, all the links will be below. The links to my channel will also be below. And then also make sure you definitely check out Sarah's video for the day as well. So here are the Tim Holtz little phrase stickers, and these I just trimmed up. The inspiration piece kind of had some little word stickers on the left hand side, and what I'm going to do is put them on the left, and then I'm going to also put a phrase on the right. And the inspiration piece had clusters of hearts and things. It didn't really come off the main cluster of paper, but I kind of liked the little the hearts and the little gold dots kind of coming off a little bit to draw your eye into the page. So I did set that a little bit differently, but generally I kept with the look of the inspiration or Scraplift page. So that's almost it. I'm going to show you some close-ups here in just a second. Oh, and I decided I did want to add one more of these hearts. I kind of wanted to tie that quote that's there in with the rest of it, so I thought this heart kind of blended everything together a little bit better. So I'm going to show you some close-ups, and then I decided it was just a little too plain, and I'm going to do a little bit of sewing, which you're going to see here in just a second after this. And then once you see the sewing detail, you're going to see a bunch of different close-up pictures. So if you liked the video, please give me a thumbs up. If you have not already subscribed to the Crafty Maven, shame on you. You need to do that right away. Make sure you subscribe to our channel. We're having lots of fun and hope you can join us. And thank you guys so much. Have a great Saturday. Bye-bye.